Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the Arsenal. It's Andrew speaking. It's Saturday night, and we are live. The audio's coming through.
Hit the like button.
Yeah, hit the like button. We're getting so much better at this game, aren't we?
Yeah.
I am once again joined by Roger and Glenn and Mrs. SWS. How the heck are you guys doing?
Thumbs up.
Yeah, excellent. All right, excellent. What a long freaking day. I don't know about you guys, but it was a long day for me. I did get a couple of calls, and I got one that I want to share with you guys because it's completely new. It was a new type of it's literally one of the ones where they call you and say, hey, you know, like about your diabetes medicine or whatnot.
Right.
But this was about my urinary tract. And
nice.
He was asking me questions about how I went pee and stuff like that, and I just had so much fun with him. And I'm going to cue it up. I've got it somewhere here.
That's funny.
It was like, whoa, you guys are getting a little personal here, but that's okay. Where is it? I saved it as problem peeing.
Oh, that'll work.
I didn't have any problem, but that's okay. All right. Let's see. Open. Let me see. Open file. If I open it in Google, I can share the audio. So let me go to my downloads because I just downloaded it. And let me make sure it's coming through on my end. All right. Yeah, it is. Okay. Wow, that's loud. All right. I'll have to lower it down a little bit, but I'll share that with you guys in just a minute. It was really fun. But in the meantime, let's go say hi and see who's here. Sarah's in the house. Sarah says hello. Happy Saturday. To all. Hope everyone had a happy Easter and Passover. Ours was
not so happy.
Ours was not stressful. Yeah, I heard in the hospital, right?
Right.
Well, at least you're home, right? That's the good part.
Oh, yes.
My wife and I were commenting the other day about we were reminiscing, and I was like, when was the last time you stayed in the hospital? And it'd been a while. Knock on wood, you know? But visited the hospital, yes. Stayed, hasn't happened in a while, so that's a good thing. For me, it's been since 2020. So,
good.
Yeah. How about you, Glenn? Any trips?
About 2 years ago, I think it was, I had a kidney stone.
Oh.
Ooh.
What about you, Roger? When was the last time you were there?
To stay was 2008. I had
really? Wow. Very good.
Disc replacement surgery.
Okay.
I stayed there for her a few times.
Technically, that doesn't count. That counts as her.
Well, I stayed.
It goes on
Wait a
her
minute.
scorecard.
I stayed every day in the hospital from 2007 to 2014 at the hospital because that's where I worked. So that doesn't count, I guess.
That doesn't count either. Anyway, we live such adventurous lives. Let's see who else is here. Manuel's in the house. Manuel says, good evening, my friend Drew. I'm chatting from a hospital tonight. I can't breathe this morning. Oh, frickin' A, man.
I know he wasn't feeling well last night.
Jeez Louise, man. Please get better, dude. We need you. We need you around, all right?
Yeah, man.
Whatever the doctors say, do it.
More prayers.
Absolutely. Tim's here says, good evening all from cool and sunny Henderson, Kentucky. How do you say it? Kentucky. That's right.
What are you talking? You don't know you're in Kentucky. I told you that the zip code.
BB's in the house. Says hello to everyone. Welcome, BB.
How's your son?
Yeah, how's your son doing? I'm sure she's probably put something in here. Let's see. Jonathan's in the house. Jonathan says hi all from Los Angeles.
Jonathan.
Welcome. Oh,
Jonathan. I talked to a scammer named Jonathan. Uh-oh. God bless
got
you.
I got
God
it.
bless
Got
you
the
with
mute.
more help. God bless you.
BB says, "Oh, Manuel, so sorry, my friend. Prayers for you." Tattles in the house says, "Like and subscribe." Oh, yes, thank you. Took us 5 minutes.
No.
Actually, no, that's right. Mrs. SWS said at the very beginning. She did.
Yep.
Okay. I was getting ready to. I'm bad. Bad Drew. Let's see. Sarah says, "Hi, Manuel. Hope you're getting better soon." Let's see. Who else is here? Sarah says, "Smash the like." Thank you. Andy's in the house. Andy says, "Hey there."
Hello, Andy.
Adel says, "Did you ever have a scammer apologize for trying to scam you? I've tried, but they can't bring themselves to admit they're doing something very wrong."
Nope.
I've had some that say they feel bad.
Oh, I want to quit.
Not true.
Yeah.
If you felt really bad about doing what you're doing, you probably wouldn't do it. You know, that's that whole Catholic thing. You can be forgiven for a sin, but they don't expect you to keep doing it.
Right.
If you keep doing it, you're not forgiven. So,
have you ever had the car warranty scammers call you and they want your address and your zip code? They can't comprehend your zip code, which is 5 digits. When you tell them like 6 or 7 times what your zip code is. But if you tell them the VIN number, which is like 17 digits, they get it on the first try.
That happened to me yesterday. You heard that one, Glenn.
I had a guy the other day, actually I think it was yesterday, where he wanted my zip code, and I was like, "Wait a minute, I can't give you my zip code. That's personal. That's like giving out my social security number or my PIN number. I can't do that." And the guy was so flummoxed. He's like, "What?" I said, "I can't give you my zip code. That's just It's personal, just for me. I've lived here my whole life. I can't give that away. I can't give that out." He was very flustered, and I loved it. Robert says, "Evening all." Welcome, Robert. How you doing?
Hey, Robert.
Jim says, "Hey, folks. Happy rainy Saturday." Oh, it's rainy where you're at, huh?
None here.
We've got good weather. It's a Costanza says, "Beware of dating site scams claiming to be detectives and claiming you spoke with a minor." Oh, that's horrible. Oh, wow. I
called a coal mine one time, and I spoke to a miner then.
Yeah. I think that would scare the crap out of me. But then again, I don't talk to people online.
It was spelled
Not
a little
normally.
different. It was spelled MINER.
That's right. Jonathan sent me $10 for cat treats. Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate
Jonathan,
it.
you are amazing. Thank you.
They love you, Jonathan. Matter of fact, Jonathan, something happens to me, you get my cat.
There you go.
She's yours. I actually had people in my chat say, "Hey, I'll be willing to cat sit if you need help." And I'm like thinking to myself, well, why do these people want my cat? They want my cat. It's horrible. Oh, well. BB says, "Went to see my son today. He kept nodding off. I think he's still feeling it from the surgery on Thursday." Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
glad you got an opportunity to go see him, and he's doing better. So
Sure, he's
hopefully
got his cardiac cough pillow that he gets to hug if he has to cough.
hopefully he'll be able to come home soon. So
He's in recovery. He should be able to go home very soon.
all right.
That was her job.
Yep. Robert says, "I'm finding that these call centers are working for health or automotive agents here in the U.S. You know, I get a lot of people. See, that's the thing. You don't know for sure.
Right.
You know, either one of 3 things is happening. Either they're 100% scammers and they're transferring you to agents who are also scammers. How many times have they say, "Let me transfer you to an agent," and you're literally talking to the person right next to them?
They took their headset off.
They literally hand it because you hear the same. Number 2, they're either actually transferring you to a live agent and hanging on the line and listening in, or 3, they're actually transferring you to a live agent and disconnecting. Those 3 situations happen all the time.
Yeah.
And that last one is very rare.
Well, you hear them. They go, "I'm going to transfer you to the licensed agent. Just a minute." "Oh, hello there. I'm the licensed agent on the line here. Hello."
I have people commenting in my chat. on videos that say, I work for X and X company. I do what these people do. I take calls and so forth. And I'm like, then you realize that there's people out there claiming to be from companies like yours, and they're not. And I had this one conversation going back and forth with somebody who was a wholesaler who did cold calling for buying people's properties. And I'm like, well, number one, I don't own any property. They call claiming, say, hey, we're working off a list of property owners. Mm-hmm. My name is not on any property owner list. Number two, I'm on the national do not call list, so they shouldn't be calling in the first place. And number three, they're always spoofing a number. They're never calling from a number that's real. It's always somebody. And I'm like, all these things point to the fact that these are nothing but scammers, and the person still wanted to defend them because that's what their job is. It's like, do you not realize there are people out there that do legitimate work, and then there's people pretending in order to convince you they are legitimate, and they're not.
I don't know if you guys have been getting the emails lately, the Harbor Freight Tools. You've just won the big tool of the year, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And
I haven't gotten those.
100% scam. My Guardio blocks it. I forwarded those emails to my son who works for Harbor Freight. Right. And so he could turn it into their IT department and say, hey, this is what's going around with, your company logos on it.
Yeah, my mother and my
I get the ones where they say I want a cooler from Walmart that I just need to go down and pick it up. And you look at the return address or where it came from, and it's some guy at yahoo.com or gmail.com or something like that.
AOL.
Yeah, my mother-in-law gets at least 2 to 3 emails every week talking about her cable bill and how it's past due or it's late and all. And she panics every time she gets that email, and I have to calm her down. So the bill is always paid on time. It's auto-debited. It's always paid on time. You're never late on it. Automatically. That's right. But she knows to look at the email address that sent her the email. And she'll point it out to me. I know this is a scam, but it panics her nonetheless.
Yep.
I got a brand new one this week. One that I've never heard of. And it called, and it was a recorded voice and said it was about roadside assistance.
Okay.
I think I sent it off to you, so you may see that one in your email there.
Okay. I haven't gotten one that said anything about...
People told me that this was the final notice on my toll that I haven't paid, and they're going to turn me in.
Forward that text to Drew's son. He'll pay it for you.
Yeah, he would. I'm getting them now too, by the way. I'm getting them now too. So
really,
and I don't. No,
I guess my number's on the do not call list for those idiots because they know I'm not going to take it.
What's so funny is I don't know if you guys get it, but you'll get a text message from one of the toll saying your toll's past due. And when you look at it, there's a whole bunch of other numbers that were texted in the same text chat. There's and you don't know who any of these people are. They literally spam out multiple numbers at a time. They're phishing. They're just trying to get somebody. And my mother-in-law got one, and I'm like, do you know any of these people? And she's like, I have no idea. They were not in our area code. They were area codes all over the place. And I'm like, this is just a phishing expedition where they send this email out to a whole bunch of people, and somebody's going to click the link. Somebody's going to think it's valid and going to look into it.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere is going to give them some money. For
the $15, $20 fee, it's not worth, wasting your time. Just pay the thing, get it over with. That's what they think.
That's kind of what my son thought. Oh, well, I love ignoring bills. That's okay. Jim says, evening SWS and Miss SWS, Drew and Glenn. Welcome. Yeah, Avery texted me a little early. He was feeling under the weather. So I told him it's okay. He can skip. So
the only time you're above the weather is if you're in an airplane. Otherwise, we're always under the weather.
Well, that is true.
Yeah, come on, Avery, get with it, man.
I thought they put him under the bars.
There you go.
I'm assuming he's on the pot, so I'm trying not to push it too much.
When I was younger, I would drink somebody under the table, but I mean, that's a long time ago.
Never done that before.
I've seen the video.
Oh,
Yeah. That's it.
yeah.
You did.
Jay and LW says hello, all. Welcome. Let's see who
JJ,
else
nice
is
to
here.
have you, man.
Mr. Andrew 0504 says hello to everybody.
Hello.
It's a Costanza says scammers now use real police officers' number to scare you.
Yep.
Ooh.
Well, heck, how many calls did you get recently, Glenn? One was from the FBI, where they spoofed the FBI's number.
Yeah.
Didn't you get something else?
A lot of times I just, go through towards the end of the day or afternoon, something like that, and I call these numbers back. If I get a real live person that has nothing to do with this, I just explain to them, what I'm doing. I deal with these scammers all the time. They're spoofing your number. Here's where you can report your number as being spoofed and give them the fcc.gov website.
Yeah.
This one number I called back and the guy said FBI Denver office. And oh, really? And the next week I got a call from that number again and I didn't recognize it. So I added him to my address book. So
Wow.
when that number comes up, it says FBI field office.
Yep. Well, that's what I do. I give out the number for the local FBI when they ask me, do I have an alternate phone number to call? I say, yeah, call them back. Call these guys back. And I've called our local office.
I got one this week and I called it back and it was the local grease monkey.
Okay.
Well, I've spoken to our local FBI office. I told her what's happening. And she goes, I said, yeah, I usually give your number out as a return call number for me. She goes, great. We'd love to talk to those guys. So I give it out. And the Quantico number too in Virginia.
Yeah?
Langley,
Okay.
Virginia. Yeah, I give them that number too. The main FBI headquarter numbers. I give that to my Jamaican jerk I called today.
I'll be
ahead.
honest. I don't like giving out anybody's numbers, even if I know it's a scam. I'll share it with you guys, of course.
Yeah. Go on.
But I'm still getting. I got a couple of people that keep saying, "Why do you keep bleeping out the numbers? Why don't you share them with everybody?" And people need to realize that on YouTube has very, very stringent rules about sharing other people's information. And if you share a telephone number and you don't know who it belongs to, and it turns out it's some little old lady in Kansas, and you just put her number in your video, they can shut your channel down. You can lose everything.
That's why I verify the numbers before I let them out.
Well, one of the guys was like, "Oh, you'll get a kick out of this, Roger." One of the guys was like, "Why do you keep doing that? All you're doing is protecting the scammers." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm protecting the scammers from you, not from me and my buddies."
Right.
And then Trey chimes in and says, "Well, your friend on your live stream shared a telephone number, even wrote it down on a piece of paper." And I'm like,
piece of paper.
"Yeah." And he also mentioned that it was no longer active. It was no longer a good number, but he wrote it down.
We burned it.
I love the fact that Trey, no matter how dumb he is, and I'm sorry, this is not slander, but he's dumb. At least I know he watches the videos, watches the streams. So
the thing is, if the number's out there and I left it on or I gave it out, it's been vetted by me that it's nothing but a scumbag scammer, especially the Jamaican jerk numbers are the number one.
Yep.
Today, you guys got to go, everybody out there watching today, go over to Rick Rickenbacker Music. His Random Scammers number 112. It's a montage of a bunch of them he has done, and it's funny. He's really clever. And he's messing with Jamaican jerks. He had a phone number there, but it was already disconnected.
Right.
But he texted me a good number, and I got a hold of him today. And I was giving it until I finally called him a bumper clot. And you guys got to look it up in Jamaican. Ask your Siri or whatever one you use to translate. But it fit the scammer perfectly, and he went ballistic. It was just perfect. Exactly how I wanted to end the call. But that number was good.
That was
scammer number.
That's a video that's up right now?
Right now. I just put it up.
Okay, excellent.
Yep.
Well, Glenn got the Mega Millions scammer to call him.
Oh.
And he sent me all the recordings. I think he said he had 5 or 6 recordings. I haven't done anything with them yet. He just sent them to me the other day, but I'm looking forward to making that into a video. And Glenn says he's pretty sure it's the same guy who was calling me.
Yep.
So,
I'm sure it is.
Voice, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Which is
I haven't put up Glenn and I's call. I came in while he was chatting with me on the phone, and I got to go through it to make sure nothing's on there before I put it up, Glenn. But it was funny. He was on the phone, and did you send that one to Drew?
I probably did. I usually send it to both of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. The one that you and I did together.
Oh, no.
You got the call and you 3-wayed the call. Okay, I'm working on that one yet. Yeah, that was really good. Oh, we did that the other day. We 3-wayed a bunch of them together between both of our cell phones.
That's hilarious.
They didn't know what to do with each other.
Well, I had a call. Glenn and I were talking on the phone one morning. I don't know. We were just catching up on something, and my phone rang, and I let Betty talk to the guy, and it didn't go over that well. We tried; it didn't work out very well, but it was funny. I mean, sometimes you gotta team up on these guys, you know.
Yep.
Hey, Drew, thank you for bleeping out my phone number on today's video.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, you want to know something funny?
What?
I missed it. I bleeped out the curse words, and then I posted it, and then I was putting it as part of my weekend review for Sunday, and I remembered, oh crap, his number's in there, so I edited it out of both videos.
I think it's my landline number.
Oh, okay.
My phone itself was a cordless phone, and the battery screwed up, and I just haven't got it fixed. So I don't have a landline number, but if anybody calls the landline, it forwards it over to my cell phone. And then if I'm watching TV, since I have Comcast, in the top right corner of the screen, it says call from, and then it shows the number and a name if caller ID is set up on it.
Yeah. Well, what's so funny is I had gotten
Glenn's number is
I had gotten a call from a scammer on the home number, and I was telling my mother-in-law, I'm expecting this person to call me back, so I'm going to forward the home number to my cell phone. I've had it been forwarding for like the last 2.5 weeks now. And literally in that time, she's gotten one call that was actually for her. Everything else was a scam call. Everything else.
Well, like I said, before I started doing recording everything last year, we were just ready to cancel the home line. And now it's like, no, I get the plethora of calls from there. That's the biggest one we get, and herself for some reason. But hers basically a lot of the stupid vacation scammers.
Right.
And they're based right here in the U.S.
Well, what's so funny, this past Wednesday, my wife had some tests that she was doing at the doctor's office. So we had to go early. So we got there at 10, and we were literally driving to the doctor's office, and I realized I left my phone at home.
Ugh.
So, of course, I feel like I'm completely naked, right? So we get there, and she's like, well, I'll give you my phone, and if a scammer calls, I don't have a recorder on her phone, but if a scammer calls, I can at least answer it and screw with them, right? I took from around 10:30 to about 3, because we were there for a good chunk of time. Yeah. I took about 7 or 8 calls on her phone. All of them were scam calls. They were either hang-ups or they were scam calls. I got home, grabbed my phone, counted, and so they were not forwarded to my phone because I answered them.
Right.
I counted on my phone how many calls I missed. I had missed 24 calls in that 5-hour window.
Wow.
So if you add in what I took from her, plus that's almost 35 calls, 30 some odd calls in 5 hours. And the day wasn't even over yet.
Of course, you remember last week when you posted a video, I watched it, and there was a phone number on it, and I looked in it. That wasn't Drew's number, but it was 1-digit difference. So I called him up and said, hey, you might want to take that phone number off there for you.
Yes, it was my wife's telephone number. They confirmed my wife's telephone number, and I went, yeah, and I totally forgot all about it. So I appreciate the heads up on that. I try not to put out my number, but to be honest with you, everybody's got it.
Before we get too far out, how is your wife doing?
My wife, she's doing good.
Yes. I know Glenn's wife is doing great, but
well, the 2 ex-wives, I have no idea. I haven't seen them.
Yeah. No, his wife Betty. Oh no, that's Barney's wife. No,
She's doing great.
your wife, Drew.
No,
Your
she's
wife.
good. She's good.
Good.
Everybody's her. I don't know why this is becoming complicated. Her birthday is Saturday. My mother-in-law's birthday is later that week. My mother-in-law's ex-stepmother, her birthday was a few weeks ago. So they're going to do a luncheon. And they plan to do it on Saturday, which is perfect. Sunday, we're going to go out to dinner with my parents and my kids, and we're going to celebrate my wife's birthday. For some reason, they're changing the Saturday to Sunday luncheon. So we're literally next Sunday, they're going to go to lunch at 11, and then we're going to go to dinner at 5. It's like, why does family make everything so freaking difficult? But at least it means nothing.
Doing a buffet for the luncheon, because you won't be able to eat dinner.
I'm not sure where they're going for the luncheon. I'll have to find out. It's a girls' thing. You know what's so funny is my mother-in-law was trying to come up with a head count for who was going to the girls' luncheon, and she invited my son, and I'm like, and she's waiting to hear back from him, and I'm like, why did you invite him? She goes, well, I thought he might like it. I said, to go to lunch with a bunch of old ladies and ladies? Yes. What would he like about that? She's, I don't know. He likes us. And I'm like, oh my God, leave the kid alone. Luckily, he had to work. He has to work that day, so he wasn't going to be able to go anyway. But she was literally panicking because she hadn't heard back from him, and she was trying to get a head count. And it's like,
well, the reason why I asked is to make sure she's okay. Yesterday on my live stream after you left, so many people were chiming in, Raven and a few others, and Manuel. They're sick, and they're, and it's and then yesterday, Tom Morrow, he was telling me, he said his wife was diagnosed as having COVID, and so now he knows that in a week he's probably going to have it himself. So I just want to make sure everybody's okay, and now we know BB's okay, she's great, and her son is on the road to recovery, and again, our subscribers are really our family, and when somebody's not there, our regulars that are chiming in are not there, we get worried. So just to let everybody know, we really do care about you guys.
Absolutely.
Ed, yeah. He got upset because we didn't mention Ed, and now we haven't seen him in a few weeks.
I'm sure he's lurking. A lot of people watch without commenting, Oh, you know what's so funny? You just mentioned COVID. And we can actually say that word now on live stream, so we can get away with it.
You're right.
I walked into Target this evening to pick up a few things I needed to get. And there were two guys there, and they had a couple of kids. And one of the little girls was like running around, and the dad, who I assumed was the dad, was like, just playing catch with her. I guess they were over near the bathroom, so they were probably waiting for somebody to come out of the bathrooms. And the guy was playing with the little kid. I don't know how old she was, but I overheard the conversation. And I thought it was so weird because he's, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. I'm going to give you your COVID shot. And I'm like, what? Jeez. I'm going to give you your COVID shot. And I'm like, thinking to myself, what kind of freaking game are you playing with this little kid that, we used to do alien face hugger with our kids when they were babies, where we would put our hand on their chest and we go like that, and they loved it. They thought it was great. They had no idea what an alien face hugger was, but they loved it. My wife was like, "That's so sick and twisted."
You have to watch the movie.
Yeah, but they were babies. I mean, they were literally toddlers.
My daughter loved the movie so much, and she's 42, and she saw it when she was probably young. And she has a cat that's named Ripley.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
And her big dog's named Khan.
Okay.
Wrath of Khan. And her little guy is Hooper.
Okay.
Jaws.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, she's into those kind of movies.
Very good. Very good. My daughter, when she was a teenager, she came to me and said, Dad, I watched Pulp Fiction for the first time on AMC. I'm like, you did what? She's like, yeah, I watched it on AMC. I'm like, that's not how you watch that movie.
Was it like 5 minutes?
Probably, but she was like, I got the gist, but I didn't see what everybody was so crazy about with this movie. And I said, okay, hold on a second. We got to start from the beginning.
Right.
So she and I sat down and watched Reservoir Dogs together. And then we watched Pulp Fiction. And then we watched Jackie Brown. And then we actually went to the theater to see like The Hateful Eight and one of the other ones. But yeah, Kill Bill. Yeah. So, but yeah, I introduced her to those movies. You know what I think is so funny? I don't know if you guys had this experience, but I introduced my daughter and her best friend to the movie Seven with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. And at the end of the movie, they were like, okay. It wasn't shocking to them at all because they were used to that kind of crap nowadays. Back in our day, when that movie first came out, we were like, everybody talked about it because it was so disturbing and so crazy. And it was the talk. Yeah, everybody. Nowadays, that kind of stuff is typical.
Then there's always Alien with Sigourney Weaver.
That's Ripley.
Yep.
Her character is Ripley.
All right. We've ignored the chat for way too long. Let me check and see who else is here. Robert says, I think I have a torn rotator cuff.
Oh,
having an MRI next Saturday.
I mean?
That's probably the end of my baseball pitching career.
Wednesday, 9:00.
Wow.
House cleaning.
Okay.
What are you doing?
No, we have once a month. We have a nice family comes and helps clean the house with us.
Oh, okay.
And so she just sent me a text that next week is a good. I said, yeah. And then everybody can hear the vacuuming going on while I'm doing my videos.
Well, Robert, I hope you're getting better soon. Torn rotator cuff. That's not fun. Not fun.
Now you made my arm hurt.
BB says, Mr. and Mrs. SWS, so sorry about Mrs. SWS and hope she gets well soon. Well, she's doing a lot better now. She's here with us. So, yeah. Also, so sorry about your kitten going over the Rainbow Bridge.
Yeah, kitty baby. Yep. Well, she's on the road next week. She's got her other appointments that she had to cancel because she was in the hospital to get all the other junk fixed. So we'll see what happens.
It's what we call life.
It's the golden
every
years.
day it's something new. Every day it's something new.
It's the golden years. It costs you all the gold that you ever had in your life to pay for it.
Wasn't there a comedian that said getting older, it means you have something new every day, a new pain every day?
Yes.
Let's see. Who else is here? Albert's here. Hey, Albert says, hello from San Francisco, California.
Hello.
Welcome, sir.
Hello.
Lori's in the house. Lori says, good evening, my favorite scam baiters.
Hi, Lori.
Thank you. Technically, there's 4 of us here, though, right?
Well, that's true.
Miss SWS, she counts.
Well, three of us that are actually doing it too. She does it part-time. I do it full-time.
And loving it.
Yes.
So, all right, let's see who else is here. Tarkorf's in the house. Hey, Tarkorf is here. Welcome. I hate to say it,
but got the best comments on the videos.
That was a while ago.
Very funny.
Right. Let's see what else we got going on here. Jonathan says it's raining in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten any rain here in a while, so Dan's here. Dan says, I made it. Buckle in and ready to LOL. Well, great. Wonderful.
Dan says he's got to buckle up to his chair when he watches the videos because he might fall out laughing so hard. So
put in a seatbelt.
Well, yeah, there you go.
He does.
Eugene's here, and he says, first time here, scammers call me Roy Rogers.
Roy.
All right.
Roy Rogers.
Very good. Let's see who else is in the house. Let's see. Robert says, I got them all fake info. Then later that day, got a text. Okay.
Hey,
Bill's in the house. Hey, Bill says, I'm here.
Bill.
Welcome, Bill. Good to see you, man.
Woohoo.
Star Chaser's here as well. Welcome. Christina's in the house. Christina says, when you talk to an agent who seems to be a real licensed agent and you call them out and they get really offended. Well, I've actually talked to real agents and I've told them what's going on and they always act like I have never heard this before. Mm-hmm. This is so weird. It's like, what's happening. This is happening.
I call bull.
Yeah. That's when I start to think you guys are so full of crap,
Torrakaka.
Hitomi's here. Hey, Hitomi. He says, hello again, Drew and everyone. Welcome, my friend.
Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning. Absolutely. Smidgen's in the house.
Last week I got 3 phone calls from local insurance agents, real agents that were asking for Dixon, wanting to know that I said that I had put my name in for a request for quote on my homeowners and my car insurance.
Scammers are filling out online forms for you and putting Dixon's information in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that great? Good
Oh,
job.
Smidge, share it. Share that,
Smidge
Smidge.
says, hi all. Hey, I just found a site to upload and report those scam texts for toll roads, etc. Oh, excellent. I'll have to check and see if she's got that in here.
Yeah.
BB says to Jonathan, I just have one kitty, 17 years old, but used to have 2. Had to send her brother Wade over the Rainbow Bridge in 2021.
Yeah, she told us.
It's always sad.
Yeah.
Tarkor says a YouTube channel, Take the Call, did some deep dives into these calls. Some of the injury calls actually went to an attorney eventually, as I remember.
Yep.
Well, I told you guys about the story about how I got an attorney actually reach out to me because he watched one of my videos from one of these scammers that were name dropping attorney numbers, attorney names, and they were one of the names they dropped. And he was like, "We do not do this," So
they just looked up someone on the internet and used their name. That's all they did.
Well, what's so funny? Remember, I had gotten the 2 calls. One claiming to be my son, one claiming to be my daughter, saying that they had been in accidents and gave me attorneys' names. Right. I actually Googled the attorneys' names. They didn't look. They were old white guys. They did not fit the voices of the people calling me at all. But they were legitimate lawyers in those towns. They were using the names. They were using their names as so if you ever looked for them, you could find them. But
now I don't know if Glenn has this. There's a guy that's a big lawyer. I mean, I know he's in several states, and his name is Glenn Lerner.
Okay.
And we got Frank Azar.
Well, I can't remember where I was. I was working, I was traveling. And so I forgot where I was. Maybe it was Georgia. And I saw a commercial for this guy. I said, wait a minute. I thought he was a local guy from Vegas. And he's got a Vegas office.
Right.
And it's like he was advertising in Georgia. I'm like, what? Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah,
so
we have
nationwide, guys.
We have a couple of big law firms here in Jacksonville that I've seen their billboards when I've gone to other states.
Yeah.
So they definitely have like Farrah and some other ones. They definitely have locations in other states. But you think they're local hometown people, but they're not. They're all over the place. So
you ever watch the YouTube channel Leto's Law?
Leto's Law? I don't think so.
Steve Leto, he's up in Michigan, and he always has some commentary on some email or something that people send him about, like a guy sold his car 2 years ago, and he started to get tickets in his name on the car that he sold.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. He always comes up with something really strange. It's a pretty good one.
Now, there was a lawyer who I watched his channel. He's one of those rude, crude lawyers, does cursing and tells you he got in trouble. Something about he and his wife were having a 3-way affair with a younger lady, and they got caught by the cops doing drugs. And his channel went away for a little bit, and then he came back. But I haven't watched any of his videos since then. So you kind of become a YouTube star, and then get involved in all those things. That as hey, the guy's got his own problems. I'm gonna leave it alone. But oh well. Oh, let's see what else is going on. Star Chaser says I get so many robocalls. My wife thinks I'm having an affair with Scam Likely. That's funny. I need to ask somebody. Hey, my phone says this is Scam Likely. What?
Didn't they do a commercial like that for Allstate when it was when you talk to some guy from Allstate?
When the guy was calling him in the middle of the night, she's like, sure.
The original one.
Yeah.
The original one. Yeah, that was really funny. It's like his wife is there going, what? Are you sure? Really? What are you wearing? I'm wearing khakis?
Khakis, yeah.
Khakis and a red shirt, yeah.
Right.
Hold on a second. Christina asks, has anyone gotten their Walmart gift card for $750? No, I haven't. But if you do, send it my way.
I've given them the fee too. I gave them my credit card so they could charge me the fee to send me my money, and they never got it.
Oh, you know what? You know what started to come back again? The Spectrum scam calls.
Oh,
I've gotten several of them in the last couple of days. The last one wanted me to send my payment to an address in Texas. So I got the address, I got the PO box, and I was supposed to call him back when I put the check in the mail. They're very, very adamant that you call them and let them know when you put the check in the mail. So I'm going to take my time, and I figured they'll call me back eventually.
Oh, waiting for it.
Yeah.
I got a call from my cable company.
Yep.
And they actually told me what my cable company's name actually was. I won't say who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted to know my information. I said, well, don't you have it on my account there? I've been a customer for about 10 years now. Well, we need to get your credit card number to update your account because your bill hasn't been paid. They said, yeah, it was just paid. I just checked my account. And
isn't it crazy how they call you and don't know who you are?
And they didn't
even though you have an account with them. Yeah.
They wanted my address. I said, well, it's the same address that's on my account. I haven't moved in 26 years.
It's on the file.
I had a call this morning, or it was this afternoon at the store, where a guy, and I tell people if they're in the store, I was like, hey, everybody be quiet, take the call. I put it on speakerphone, and the guy said he was calling from Spectrum, and I said, okay, how can I help you? And then he didn't say anything. He just went dead. And I hung up the phone, and a guy was there, just like he worked for a local cable company. He says, Spectrum doesn't service anybody in this town. I said, yeah, I know. It's a scam call. He goes, oh, okay. Just like, wait a minute. Why would they be calling you? They're not here. They're not in Jacksonville, but they call all the time, especially about my service.
I sent Glenn a screenshot of my smart TV when I click on it to pick your source. Mm-hmm. And where it had my company for my television service, it always said the TV service that I use.
Right.
But then I changed it now. So the title's called My TV Service. So they keep calling for me. So it's My TV Service now that I click on to watch TV.
You know, that kind of branding has worked in the past. My mother-in-law, or my mother-in-law's mother, the old lady, who we lived with for a little bit before we moved in with her when she had Alzheimer's, she had a plumbing issue, and I needed to call a plumber to come out and fix a pipe that had ruptured. And I said, do you have somebody we can call? And she says, well, I know of a place called My Plumber. And I said, okay. And I picked up the phone, looked for My Plumber, called the guy came out, and I asked her, I said, how did you know about this My Plumber guy? She says, I have no idea. I don't know who that was. She knew nothing about it, but she just, the name stuck in her head, My Plumber, and that's who she knew to call. And she'd never done business with him before. He'd never been out, but she recognized the name, My Plumber, and yeah, it worked.
One of the cable companies called me and they say, well, have you got your remote in your handy? Yeah. Can you look on the bottom of your remote and tell me what it says? And I said, just a minute. Zenith Space Command.
Now, Drew, that's going back a couple of years,
mm-hmm.
and it was the Sonic television changer that we used to have.
Oh, well.
The Zenith Space Command. And you click the button, and it would just beep, and it would change the channel. Well, Glenn, my buddy and I, his mom and dad had that TV, the old Zenith Space Command TV and everything.
Right.
Take like a key ring of keys, and you shake it, and it would change the channels. It would hit just the right pitch. And his dad's watching the show, and he'd be sitting there shaking the keys and to change the channel on his dad right in the middle of a show.
Oh, that's not nice. That's not nice.
Because the way the Zenith remote went, you had two buttons, and there was like two different tuning bars inside of the remote. Yep. When you hit one of the buttons, a little hammer would hit the bar and go ding like that. And one of them would turn the TV on, and if you hit it again, it would change the channel up till you get channel 13, and then it would turn the TV off. The other one clicked through the volume at about 5 different levels, and then went back to the lowest level. So that was the only two buttons that was on that remote.
That was in the 60s and 70s, early 70s.
Oh yeah.
Is that how 8-tracks used to work? You had to. They could only go forward or
no. 8-tracks were great. It was on a big loop, and when it got to the end, it just restarted.
Okay.
Yeah, 4-tracks now. That's a very similar format, but it didn't have an external drive for the tape cartridge. It was an external drive, and it would flip up into there was a hole at the bottom of the 8-track tape. It was a 4-track, and it would flip in there. I saw them being used on the original Mission Impossible when he gets his instructions and he plug in a 4-track tape, and I'm going, that's a 4-track. That's pretty cool.
That's typically what the radio stations used to use, was 4-track.
Yep.
Yeah.
And those it's cool because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 different tracks, and you'd be able to just click through them, push on track 1, track 2, track 3, and it'd have like 2 songs or 3 songs on each track. But yeah, it was ingenious for the day. It's what it was.
Yeah.
Tell me what it says on your remote.
Oh, it says made in China.
No,
I mean my Pish network.
Pish.
Pish. I keep saying it's Pish. Now, if you know a little bit of Yiddish, you'll know what that is. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. All right, let's see who else is here.
Nobody.
Glass Bottle chimed in, says hello, everyone, each and every one. I wanted to get to some. There was a couple others in here.
Saw those.
I got to jump around. Dex Effects says hi to Manuel. Bill says Dex is here. Yes, he is. Jonathan sent another $2 super sticker. Thank you, Jonathan. And then there was a $20 one from Jamie. Jamie says the number put up in your room, the numbers for the Publishers Clearinghouse and Reader's Digest scam numbers. Sorry if I did that, but I meant the scammers. I'm not sure what Jamie's referring to. The number put up in your room, the number for them from the Publishers Clearinghouse and Reader's Digest scam numbers. Sorry if I did that, but I meant the scammers. Well, it's okay, Jamie. We're okay. If you're sharing a scammer number, I mean, there's nothing really wrong with it. But I get so many calls that are spoofed that the numbers that show up on my phone, I know for sure 99% of them are somebody else who has nothing to do with the scam. I don't want to share. I don't want to show them to anybody. I don't want to call them back because I don't know who they belong to.
Here's what I got today.
The number you have reached.
That's exactly what it is. It's all disconnected, spoofed numbers.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. There's no way the Federal Trade Commission can do anything about that.
Yeah, no, there's nothing they can do about that. Oh well. Nikki's here. Nikki says hi. Sorry I'm late. AT&T telling me I owe. However, I haven't received a bill again. Isn't that sad?
And
T's here as well.
Automatically.
Says, guys, never give the phone number of your local FBI office. Give them the phone number for the FBI of the neighboring state. I'm pretty sure they could figure out where you're calling from. You're not going to hide from them, I don't believe.
All they got to do is look up the number they just called on Google, and they'll find out where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, that's like, I'm not worried about my telephone number getting out there. I've got enough scammers that already have it. I'm not worried about it.
Right.
But I do have, when my daughter got married, she kind of gave us back her phone number because I have an account that has 4 lines, one for me and the wife and the boy and the girl. Well, since she got onto her husband's plan, she kind of gave me back her telephone number, and I took the SIM card. I went out and bought a brand new phone, just a cheap $50 phone, put the SIM card in it, and I turned on the phone, charged it, and then set it to forward everything to my phone so I wouldn't miss any calls to it. But I have a line specifically for whatever I want.
Right.
And I was thinking about giving it out on the channel so that people could call and leave a message, just check in, tell us about scams. I just haven't kept the phone charged. It's literally sitting in my drawer dead. And but I do have a number that I can use for whatever I want. So
Well, that's what I'd like to do is with a burner phone, one of the pays go.
Well, this is a number I already pay for the line. I've just the phone's not even turned on. I don't do anything with it. So
and those are cheap because you could put a name on the phone if you want.
Yeah, no, I know.
And that's good. Here's the number to call me back, and it's one of the characters' names. You could use whatever you want.
All right, let's see who else is here. B. Bernie B was in the house. Says, hi, Drew, SWS in the chat. Just got done with my physical therapy, but I'm here now and listening to you guys. Words of wisdom. That's giving us a lot of credit there. Where credit not necessarily. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, let's see who else is here.
Maybe the nurse with the master's degree is the wisdom he's talking about.
Yeah.
All right, I'm checking to see if anybody else is new, chimed in. There's a lot of. Oh, Ed's here. Ed's in the house. He says, I'm back.
Hello, Ed. Nice to have
Thank
you.
goodness.
Woohoo! We've been missing you.
Let's see. He says, I just lost a dog Wednesday. Sent her over the Rainbow Bridge. All right, this is getting really sad, guys. You guys are killing me with this.
The last 3 months has just been brutal with animals.
I know. I had a conversation. I believe it or not, I had this conversation with my son. We were driving somewhere. We were going out. He invited me out to lunch. I was telling my buddy Todd, who has 2 little girls. I said, it's so wonderful to have adult children. Because every now and then they call you up and they invite you out to dinner or out to lunch. And he invited me out to lunch, even paid. We went to CC, so it was cheap, but he paid. But on the drive, we were talking about stuff, and I told him, I said, you do realize that you have a lot of elderly family members. I think what it was, we were talking about my mother, her cousin's wife passed away, and she was going to the funeral this past Friday. And we were talking about, I said, you do realize you have a lot of older people in your family. My dad's getting ready to turn 80. My mom is up there. My mother-in-law is up there. I said, I want you to know poop's going to happen.
Yeah.
I have no idea when, have no idea how, but it's going to happen. Be aware, life is going to happen. No. And
that's
it's one of those realizations that scares people sometimes,
I had a boss back when I turned 50. She goes, what do you think about turning 50? Oh, it's so hard. I go, well, you wake up, you got different aches and pains. You take another Advil or aspirin or whatever. You deal with that. I said, the hardest thing about getting older is you start losing family and friends. Yep. And that's the toughest thing about my poor grandmother. I loved her to death. She was 100 years old when she died, but she watched half her family go before her.
Right.
And and children. She had children die before her. That's brutal. Yeah. I know this is a PG-13 maximum channel like mine, but I got to show you that. I don't know if you can highlight that guy. He's a play dog. There he is. He's in the play dog position over there.
Okay.
That's Wheaties just spreading his legs to be all shown the God and country right there, that boy. And he's out like a light. The guy, he sleeps just out.
He's kind of like, if somebody wants to come over here and pet me or rub my tummy, they can. It's more than what. And I think my wife was telling me that that's a dog or a cat that does that shows their stomach. They're comfortable in their surroundings and they're submissive to the people around them. So if a cat curls up into a tight ball, they're protecting themselves. My cat, Stranger, I walk into the bedroom and she's on the bed. She's
Well, the fat boy we have, I don't know where he's at. Our big fat kitty cat, the orange tabby. He'll lay on the floor upside down, just spread out. It's like, here I am. Yeah, poor little Wheaties this afternoon. I hear this whimpering. I'm usually poor Pumpkin over here. She whimpers just to be whimpering, And I'm looking at Pumpkin, and she's okay. And he's over on the couch, out like a light, having a bad dream.
Toffee does that.
Bourbon, Toffee, and Little Honey went over to him, and it was just the funniest thing. They comforted him to make sure he was okay. So they all love this guy already after just a couple of months being here.
Well, that's excellent. Well, earlier
here we go.
Earlier, I teased. I got a new scam call, and I wanted to play the audio for you. And I don't know. I remember I said some rude, crude things to the guy. I'm trying to remember.
It's okay.
If I need to bleep some of it out, but I probably don't. I think
Get your mic mute button on.
Let's see if you guys can hear this.
Keep your finger on the mute button.
All right, here we go. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Timothy. My name is Robert from the Rich Healthcare. How are you?
You're calling from where, Robert?
Rich Healthcare, sir. Is this Mr. Timothy William? Am I speaking to right now?
Yes. What are you calling me about?
Alrighty. This time, sir, we are just reaching you out to inform you about a home-based UTI test. I mean, a urinary tract infection test. This test will let you know if you are having any tiny bacteria in your urine or any other infection causing a UTI. So your doctor would take a necessary precaution against it. I have some symptoms here. Just answer me yes or no, okay?
Okay.
Confirm me. By any chance, do you have any frequent urine problem? I mean, you need to go to the bathroom frequently, again and again?
Well, yes and no.
Is it a yes or no?
It's both. Yes or no. Sometimes I have a frequent problem, sometimes I don't.
Okay. Alright, any kind of urgency to urine, like you just need to go bathroom immediately when you feel it, I mean, sudden urge to urinate?
Are you asking me if I need to go to the bathroom when I have a sudden urge to urinate?
No. Yes, a sudden urge to urinate, like you cannot hold it, you just need to make it.
Normally I just piss in a sink, but if I can get to the bathroom, I do try to get to the bathroom when I have to go pee.
Besides this, do you have any leakage or uncontrolled urine? I mean, does your...
Leakage! Do you have any leakage? I think it starts to go off the rails very shortly. I mean, at this point, I had a couple of customers that I knew in the store, and they were laughing their asses off. I was telling them, be quiet, I'm doing this. So, I don't know, should I play the rest of this? Because it's not going to get better.
That's perfect. I love it, especially when you had to go right there in the sink.
Yeah, well, I have never gotten this call before. I've gotten the diabetic supplies.
Yeah.
I've gotten the back brace ones. I've gotten the genetic swab testing ones. I've never gotten one about a UTI infection.
I like that
This
one.
is insane. But, all right, there's only a minute left. You guys want to hear the rest of it? Or
Sure.
Yeah, okay, we'll hear the rest of it. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to put you through this, but sometimes you get a call that's funny. So.
Urine leaks out when you sneeze, when you cough, when you try to hold your urine.
Are you asking if I pee my pants?
No, sir, I'm saying...
I hate to admit it, but I do that all the time. I often have uncontrollable bladder and pee my pants all the time. It's one of those things that happens when you get older like me, you know? How are you going to fix that? Are you going to come and hold it for me?
No one is coming at your home. You will be getting a testing kit at your doorstep.
Okay, wait a minute. I just remembered where this goes. I'm going to stop it now. I just remember where the rest of this call went. Oh my God, I can't believe I do this to myself sometimes.
Well, see, Drew, I done it right there when he said that. I said, well, yeah, usually I wouldn't get up because I'm too lazy to go to the bathroom. I just wear a NASA diaper and pee myself. It's much easier.
Well, that depends.
Depends.
Yeah,
there you go. It's an
depends,
undergarment.
Luckily, I haven't gotten to that stage in life yet, but it's going to come eventually. It's going to happen. It happens to everybody, I think.
Hey, you want to hear my latest new one here?
Sure.
All right, let's see if it'll play here.
Hello.
Uh-oh.
This is roadside assistance. If you are experiencing a vehicle breakdown, please call us back to speak with a representative. If you would like to adjust your notification preferences or opt out, the instructions are available. I am thankful for your kindness and wish you a wonderful day. Hello. This is roadside assistance. If you are experiencing a vehicle breakdown.
Okay, now I understand them cold calling, randomly calling people. That's insane. That's a very specific. That's a very specific cold call, you know?
Yeah.
Well, your UTI call just reminded me of the old story that the old guy and the old gal, the husband and wife, they went to go see their doctor, and the ladies that come back, they want to talk to the doctor sitting in the office, and the doctor says, "Hey, your husband, we got to do a little more testing on him. We need a urine sample, a stool sample, and a sperm sample." And the husband says, "What? Honey, the doctor said he needs your underwear." Ba-dum-bum.
Yep. There was another one where there's another joke about a husband who didn't want to do it, so he never mind. It was going to go bad. Never mind.
Yeah.
But he got stuff from everybody in the family, and it came back. Yeah. And you're having puppies was the punchline of the joke. So,
I remember the joke. Yep.
Yeah.
That one went off the rails a little bit.
Yeah, it did. That's why I probably should try to remember it. But all right, well. All right, guys, listen. We are so close to the end. Oh, wait a minute. Nikki says, Drew, don't drop it unless it breaks rules. No, it got bad. I may make it into a video and put it up there for you guys, but you can
bleep out some stuff.
No. I don't say anything bad. I just say stuff bad.
Right.
I honestly, if I have an audience there, I will tend to perform more for the audience, not just, messing with the people on the phone, but doing it for the people that are there. And from time to time, if it's a couple of people I know, I usually have a lot of fun with it. And needless to say, I remember where the call goes. I mean, it's not bad. You heard me say, "Are you going to come and hold it for me?" Then I suggested that he could send somebody to do it. But send a young lady, because that would be my preference. So,
but you have to ask what she's wearing first.
I'm not picky.
Jamie, that's funny. That's really funny.
All right, was there something there I need to read?
Another one from Jamie.
Where's it at? You have a timestamp on it?
Yep, 5/24.
5/24. Oh, so that was a while ago. Hold on. I got to scroll back. This thing is not.
That's you got that one. Yep, I saw that. Okay. Yep.
It's not easy to follow the chat on here. So
I know.
We really do our best. We do. But anyway.
Hey, are there scammers out there? He's barking. My scammer notice, boy.
Oh, that's good. Scammers, if they never had a scammer come to the house. That would be interesting.
Oh yeah, we did. They used to knock on the doors back in the. We live in a gated community now, but back in the day, they'd always, "Hey, we'll paint your curb. We'll do this. We'll paint your." Get out of here.
Yeah, my mom fell for the painting the curb thing.
Ugh.
Painting your house number on your curb.
Yeah.
Whenever you buy a new house, your information gets listed in a bunch of trades where people who sell water softeners, home security systems, they come one after another. They go to every new house that's been sold. It's just what, and they fell for the water softener one. They got a home security system. They had the lady paint, or the guy paint, the number on the end of their driveway. And my mom was really proud of that one. She's like, it helps people be able to see your driveway. And I said, Mom, do you see anybody else on your street that has their number paint? And no. She's like, I wonder why they didn't all do it, because they didn't all fall for it.
Yeah. There's a great comment at the end of 603 from Roger West for you.
Oh yeah. He says, Drew is slowly morphing into Mr. Herbert from the Family Guy.
That's pretty funny.
We all get a little twisted and demented as we get older. It's okay.
It. Well,
all right.
Drew is actually the comic book guy from The Simpsons.
I'm not that mean. I'm not that mean. I'm a lot. There actually is in the flea market another guy that does comics.
Yeah.
And I've been to his store maybe once in the last 5 years, but everybody tells me he's a little high on his prices, which okay, I can understand, and he's grumpy all the time. I am the exact opposite of that. I am loosey-goosey when it comes to my prices. I'm all over the place, and I'm always a genuinely nice guy. So
even if Bart comes in,
that's right. All right, well,
don't
guys,
forget, go over to eBay and you can pick up either a white or a black Screw with Scammers mug. We dropped the price down a little bit. They're at
Okay.
$19.95. So
Okay.
check it out. It's just put in Screwing with Scammers mug, and they're available right now.
Fantastic. And one of these days, I am going to have products to share with you guys. I'm working on my graphic novel. It's getting closer and closer to being done, and as soon as it's done, you guys will know all about it. I will scream it from the rooftops. It's finished. It's here. It's ready to go. So, but everybody, check out Screwing with Scammers. Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock.
We'll be there.
Is it Pacific? Pacific? What's your time zone?
Pacific.
So it's 5 o'clock Pacific time, right?
Yep.
8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. Same time as this show, just on Friday. So the day
6
before.
p.m. Mountain.
That's right. That's right. And Glenn, they can always find you and Betty and Mo and Dixon and Barney on Screwing and on Misfit Corner Scams. I actually had a screw and share video this morning. So, perfect. And I think there's another one coming soon because I am so looking forward to listen to him. Now, who was it that screwed with the Mega Millions guy? Was it Betty?
Yeah, I think it was Betty.
All right. Well, I hope you know.
I switched back and forth between them all.
I know.
Betty, there's Dixon, there's Mo, and when I start using one character and they start getting hang-up calls right away, I switch to another character because they probably recognize who I was calling as.
I need a new Southern name.
Yeah, they don't like angiogram anymore.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They caught on to that one pretty quick.
They hung up on her as soon as she said her name. They hung up on her.
Well, guys, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your weekend. I hope you have a great and safe week. And I look forward to seeing you all here again next Saturday, as well as on Friday night on Roger's Screwing with Scammers channel.
Absolutely.
But hope everybody has fun. And remember, if you get calls like the ones we get, either hang up on them or screw with them like we do. And if you do screw with them, try to record it so that you can share it with people. Remember the golden rule that we all live by. Screw and share. All right, everybody. Hope you all have a great weekend, and we'll see you all soon. And Manuel, get better. Get better, my friend. I look forward to hearing from you soon.
Wishing BB's son all the best for a speedy recovery.
That's right. Everybody be good. All right, we'll see you all later.